Hi guys and welcome back. Today we thought we would do just a really nice fun video and kind of take a bit of a break. We've taken a few days off just to catch up with work and kind of find ourselves in a new city. But today we've really wanted to make this video for a while now, but it would be, what would it be, around a month at least?
Yeah.
Since we've been here, and we decided to do a little video about the 10 things that we've noticed about the Philippines and how different it is compared to the UK. So we've each picked 5 things. So Kev's got 5 things, I've got 5 things, and we'll take it in turns. So we'll go one after the other and explain our kind of what we've noticed the most. So Kev can go first.
So the first thing I've noticed is Filipinos love photography.
Yeah.
It's always selfie, they're posing everywhere.
They're good at
Any moment they could possibly have, they can.
Yeah, everywhere they go, it's like a mini photo shoot. And the thing is, they're really, really good. It's just fascinating to see. Like in England, we do
A little bit.
a bit like people always get their phones out to take pictures of their food, and you get the odd occasional very young person taking photos of themselves. But here, I think it's anybody and everybody.
So what's your first one?
My first one is the weather. I knew it'd be hot and humid, and there's been a few comments on YouTube now saying just beware of the weather, it's very humid and very hot. And on our first day, I don't think we imagined just how hot and humid it was. It was like a 37 degree day, but it felt like a 40, or was it a 35, felt like a 37, because even though it's like 32 or 31, you've got to kind of scroll down, and it says because of the humidity and the pressure, it feels higher than it is, which is why it feels incredibly hot, like it stung my skin, like it stung like prickly. But our biggest tip about Filipino weather is to just not listen to the forecast. Like the first 6 days we were in Parañaque, we didn't have any rain, but the forecast said rain every day, all day, every day, and we never had rain once apart from the day we left. So, and then today in Makati it's meant to have rained from the beginning of the day all the way through, and we have blue skies and sunshine, and it's around 41 today. So the weather is
unpredictable.
Just look outside, it can change on a whim. We went to the Baguio Botanical Gardens.
It was beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful weather.
And then
all of a
5
sudden,
seconds later.
boom.
We're wait for only.
It's the biggest, loudest,
loud thunder. Like
thunder,
I've never been so freaked by the thunder in all my life. That was so loud, like really scary. It goes quickly, and you just need to kind of have things on you to be prepared. Coats, umbrellas, all the time, especially in the rainy season. And just don't look at the forecast, kind of go by eye, and you got to just go with your gut and how you think, how long you're going to get out of the day before it rains. Usually in rainy season it's the afternoon that rains. The morning is really sunny and glorious, but the weather forecast will predict rain for the whole day.
So my next one I've noticed is everywhere and everyone calls men sir.
Yeah.
And ladies ma'am.
Ma'am.
And it's like everyone is routine, everything sir.
It's just politeness, I think. It's super polite. And in the UK, like, we're polite, but we're like frosty. We're very cold people. We don't. To be polite in the UK is to leave somebody alone. Is to not talk. Is to politely maneuver around other people. Rather than in the Philippines, it's polite to kind of be kind, wave, be happy, be smiling, and to say sir and ma'am.
And also in England, sir is regarded as a very well-regarded person.
Yeah. Or a very wealthy person.
Yeah, so it is strange being called sir all the time, although it's quite nice.
My second one is the amount of guards. Now, again, it's one of those things where now we've learned the Filipino way, we understand why. And actually looking at it, most places in the world probably should have this level of security everywhere all the time as well. But I didn't realise like shopping malls and just supermarkets and outdoors and hotels and where we're staying in our residence, where else would you find a guard? They are pretty much everywhere. There are guards everywhere. And I've seen one with a gun, like a big rifle, that was outside the mall the other day, the Jazz Mall here in Makati. There was a guy with a rifle. But most of the time they just have like little scanners when you go through the malls. But yeah, I didn't realise that there was such a huge level of security. I'd love to know why, or the reason behind how much guards there are around, or whether it's always been like this and this is just, you know, to keep everybody prevented from any issues. In the UK we have like security guards, but they just sit down and kind of watch the security cameras. They don't actively stand at the doors and scan you. They would just sit down, and you probably wouldn't even notice there would be any guard. If a Philippine went to the UK, you wouldn't notice security guards really. They're very they don't stand out as much as they do here. Like, you know, the security guards here, they have very similar uniforms, and they're very, very formally dressed, and they're very like smart.
And have very shiny shoes.
Very shiny shoes. You guys polish your shoes well here. But yeah, the level of security and the guards here was quite a shock to us at the beginning.
So the next one I've noticed is the food shortage.
Yes.
So in any restaurant or even supermarket, you might go there and wanting something, but they might not have it on the menu, ran out, and it's not we experienced it once, twice, and we thought, oh, it's just normal.
Yeah.
But now everywhere we go, you get, oh, sorry, sir, it's not on today, or sorry, sir, we've run out.
I think every restaurant we've been to has run out of one of the choices we wanted to have. I just think the way things run here, it's just not as quick or easy to get a hold of stuff here, like ingredients and things like that. And I think you've got to just be flexible over here. I think that's one thing, that if you're quite specific, if you have specific needs, or you're fussy, or you don't have very good patience, then being here is not going to be for you. You have to just roll with it. Like, we went somewhere and I think she said like 3 or 4 things were gone already, and they were all the things we wanted, and we just had to go, fine, cool, we'll find something else on the menu. And that's what you have to do here. You have to have backup choices and realise that you're not going to be able to get what you want all the time. It just doesn't work like that here. But yeah, definitely loads of things that just, sorry, we don't have. Mainly restaurants. I don't think I've noticed it in supermarkets so far. Like, we haven't experienced like an empty shelf on a supermarket just yet. But yeah, the restaurants, just be flexible and roll with it. If there's something that, if you don't have, if they don't have what you want, then just kind of change your mind and try something new. That's kind of the whole point of being here. And also just don't expect things to run as smoothly, because we are in a Southeast Asian country. That's just the way things are sometimes. So my third one is cash here is still king. It is so strange, especially after the pandemic. In the UK, since the pandemic, cash has basically completely disappeared altogether. It is very, very rare in the UK to hold any cash whatsoever, unless the place you go to, you know, never takes cash, never takes cards, sorry. So,
and it's not even card now, it is, you just tap your phone. Yeah,
we just use our phones in the UK to pay for things on Apple Pay and stuff like that. So coming here, we thought that we could use our cards like normal, and it's very rare that you'll find a place that will accept card. We have been to so many places where Kev's like pulled his card out and it's like, no, sorry, cash. So we learned really quickly within the first week that just carry a lot of cash. Obviously not on you all the time, but make sure you're constantly taking cash out and replenishing your funds, because cards really don't work that well over here. It's not a card country, it is still a cash country. I know there's things like GPay and a few like cards that you top up with cash here in the Philippines, but we're not aware of how they work yet. Yeah, use cash and make sure that you are aware of that.
And also the other thing I noticed is got to be particular on your ATM you use, because sometimes they don't have the cash in the ATM. And that happened to me in one of the malls, and I started panicking because I'm like, oh, I don't have enough.
Yeah, thinking we've been charged, but no. Either the card won't work in that machine specifically, or the machines run out of cash, and that's it. So you've got to be really careful and use cash only, but make sure you're near certain ATMs that you know work quite well and are consistent, so that you can get that cash out when you need it, because you do go through it quite quickly.
And the two we've been using at the moment are BPI and BDO.
Yeah, they're quite reliable and they're everywhere here in Makati.
So my fourth one is days off.
Yeah.
In the UK, the weekend is normally days off, and then Sunday is normally the time where some shops aren't open.
Yeah, Sunday,
or
Monday.
Restricted times. But I'm shocked because I knew this country is very religious, so you would have thought Sunday is day of rest.
Yeah.
But actually Monday is the day where we've noticed a lot of places don't open.
Yeah.
On a Monday, and so we're trying to switch around and go out more on the weekends than on a Monday.
Yeah, Mondays we've worked out were just the day where everything goes very quiet, or a lot of areas or places are closed on Monday as opposed to Sunday. We came in thinking it would be the Sunday, like Kev said, but turns out Monday's like the kind of day where, like here in our residence, is when the pool closes, it's when everything gets cleaned, it's when everybody kind of resets for the whole week. We'd love to know what day of the week is kind of the day where you would normally find that nothing open or things are just kind of shut down, or does the Philippines just kind of run every day no matter what? We found Mondays tend to be the difficult days to get anything, to go anywhere or do anything, because a lot of the places we've checked out before have been closed. But so we assume it's Monday, but maybe you guys could let us know what it actually is. So my next one is COVID. Now this is more advisory for people that are thinking about coming here, as opposed to the people that live here and know about this already. You guys know the rules better than we do. But finding our feet here in the Philippines has been very tricky because of COVID. So COVID in the UK is pretty much done with. We don't wear masks. There's nowhere where you have to kind of show a vaccination certificate or your kind of vaccination pass, or anywhere really that does that ever. Like I don't think I've ever been asked in the UK to show my vaccination pass or anything like that. But here in the Philippines, you've got to be very careful about where you go, because you could go to a restaurant. We went to a restaurant the other day and they asked us to see our vaccination passes. And in the UK, our ones don't have photographs of ourselves on there, which we found is another thing that's quite tricky. They don't understand our vaccination pass in the UK because it's very different to the Filipino one, because I think you guys have a photo on your passes and we don't. And ours isn't physical, we have it on our phones like a little QR code. That's just how ours works. So we found that's been a little bit tough. And also checking out rules for places to go. Everywhere is very different, and we know this about the Philippines, that kind of the rules are a little bit different everywhere. So Kev wanted to really go to a basketball game. Me and him could both have gone, but the kids aren't vaccinated, and it asks for 5+ to be vaccinated, and none of our kids are vaccinated, because the entry requirements to come here by flying was 12 and under didn't need to be vaccinated unless, as long as a parent was fully vaccinated, which we are. So just please make sure you check the rules. Restaurants, attractions, I think even areas of each country. I think when we were looking at Palawan, I think El Nido, it has different requirements to get in there than Puerto Princesa. Everywhere has very different requirements. I think Sikijor, the kids wouldn't be able to come because they're not vaccinated, whereas we are. And I think they only accept vaccinated people no matter the age. So you really have to be careful around the Philippines, because there are very different processes and things to look out for.
My final one I noticed, and this is everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
The love of dogs is taken to a new level.
There is a love of dogs here.
every dog wears a nappy.
Has to though.
But
It is a requirement.
It has to.
Yeah, there's been.
It's just crazy that even if they're walking around the streets, they're wearing nappies.
Yeah.
They're carried in cases.
Yeah. I
It's
saw
just-
somebody with a baby carrier. So
Nice.
like in the UK, we would have it like, no, it's a baby carrier, and a little dog in this man's baby carrier. It was a dog carrier, but it looked like a baby carrier, and it was on the front of this man. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's the level of the way you guys love your pets is just a huge step up from the UK. But we do know that dog nappies, we call them nappies, I think they're diapers here. Dog diapers are required for most areas if you want to take your dogs, because we've looked at the signs and it says you must be wearing a diaper. It's just not.
And they take them everywhere.
Yeah, they take them everywhere. Like, if your dog can have the same experience as you can, you guys take your dogs. Like, it's crazy. But the diaper thing was just a bit of a. We saw a menu and but there was a whole section for dogs, and I think it was either like a drink or an ice cream or like a dog iced tea. I don't remember what it was now, but there was like a whole range of stuff for dogs. There's pet shops all the places. There's stuff everywhere for pets. Like, we've been in malls and there's big
Doggy daycare.
doggy things. There's dog parks in malls as well, where you can take your dog to like this indoor kind of, what is it called, like the acrobatic,
Yeah.
the assault courses, like dog assault courses in the malls. And there's nappies, diapers, sorry. It's just a whole level of newness to us when it comes to pets.
And your last one?
My last one is toilet paper. This was really hard to understand because I felt like maybe we just weren't we weren't getting it. When we first came here, I noticed it in one place, but then I started noticing it everywhere. So in our first accommodation, we did have loo paper in there, as well as a bidet spray, and there was no rules about flushing the paper, so we just used it like a normal family would. But then we started going to malls, and I noticed in the malls that there was no toilet paper, like nothing. And I know some people say to bring some with you now that we've done our research, and also that you can actually get charged for toilet paper. But we didn't know this, so we've been going around all these malls and like thinking like, where's the toilet paper? Why isn't there any toilet paper? Am I going mad? Am I just not seeing it? But yeah, there's no, that's not a thing here. It's bidets. And like the place we're staying here, we have loo roll, but you're not allowed to flush it. So we've had to teach the kids the way of the bidet, and it's not too bad, is it?
No.
It's it's just really straight. Like, it was just one of those things that I was like, where's the loo roll? Why wherever I go is there no loo roll? There's no loo roll. There's no way to clean yourself. Like, it's really strange. But it's definitely a bidet country, and I'd be really interested to know how that works here, or if you guys have got any kind of information behind the reasons. But yeah, in the UK you'll find loo roll everywhere, but here, no, nothing. So yeah, that was the most shocking one, I think, was the loo roll. Yeah.
And that's our 10 things we've noticed so far in the Philippines.
Yep. If you want to see another one, because we have so many, we had to kind of shorten this one down and make it 10. We can do a part 2, so give this video a thumbs up if you want that. And I hope you guys found this fun. This was just our perspective. There was no maliciousness behind this. It was just how we found it and how much of a culture shock it has been for us, because it has been quite an adjustment. But this was just a fun video to kind of see the comparisons between UK and the Philippines, and how different you have to think when you come here if you are looking to travel.
We'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Bye!
Bye!